guys, thanks for tuning in to my drive-by. And today's drive-by is going to be all about fishing, actually. Besides being a computer guy, a gun guy, a carpenter, in electronics, hunting, I'm a fisherman too, and a boating enthusiast, and a race car driver. So I've worn a lot of hats. I wanted to bring up, and I also have a medical background too, and construction background, stuff like that. I wanted to bring up a subject, and this is going to be about fishing. And most of the places I fished was in the western New York, the Great Lakes. I fished for a lot of different type of fishes. So let's start our drive-by today, and it's 77 degrees. I'm actually in Okeechobee County, and I am on State Road 70 West, heading towards Sarasota. I've got about 92 miles. I should get there about 6:30. It's about 4:44. Speed limit 60. I'm going 57. So it's really beautiful outside today, and it's May 22nd, 2015, and it's a Friday, beginning the weekend, right? Long day weekend, I guess, for this Memorial Day is Monday. A lot of schools, banks, stuff's off, but I still work. I'm always on call. And to the left over here is the sod farm. Big, man, a lot of money there in sod, I guess. Okay, so I wanted to, and the right, there's some kind of transition gas company doing something. So I wanted to go ahead and say a few things. Number one, usually when I fished for a lot of different kind of fish. I used to fish, believe it or not, in some of the small parks where they had actually carp and catfish and stuff like that. And when we were a kid, like 13, 14, I would grab a can of corn and a cheap set of hooks. And they had a 5 and 10 cent store where I used to live in Ridge Road in Lackawanna called David Fruit and Company. And they used to have hooks and sinkers and bobbers and tackle. So I used to go out there to the park. There's a park out there. They used to pretty much stocked with all kind of fish. So I would go out, get my buddy, me and him would walk from where we lived. We lived in Lackawanna. Walk over to the park, which is over the bridge in Buffalo. And we would, catch some fish. We would mainly, focus on the carp because when we would bring the carp back to our neighborhood, we would sell them to the old colored gentlemen, and they used to smoke them. So they would pay us for them, and we'd get some money for candy and ice cream, and go get some more hooks and bobbers and sinkers, and we'd go out and fish again the next day. And I did that for a very long time, probably at least 4 or 5 years. I used to go out in Lake Erie and the breakwall, fish for bass, sheephead, all different kind of fish that was out there, pike, pickerel, and usually we would use worms. That was the most common thing because we could go in our backyard and just pick worms out of our backyard. We didn't have to buy them like in Florida. And in Florida, usually use shrimp and stuffed minnows and stuff. And once in a while, we did some minnow fishing, but very seldom. We used to usually use corn. Some people used bread, peanut butter. Like I say, then we did some lure fishing, which you just take. I think the favorite was a red devil. It looked like a oblong coin and had a red and a white stripe on it. So red devil. You get a lot of rock bass and bass with that, pike, perch. Just about anything would bite on that. That was a really nice spinner lure. Put a little split shot in front of it, throw it out, and the split shot would bring it enough so it could give it some weight to cast, and it would bring it down below the water. So it worked out pretty good. Not much minnow or crab fishing. Most of the time it was pretty much worms. The red worms, they really seemed to like the red worms. We did use night crawlers, but the red worms were pretty much. And when I used to put my worm on there, I would tear it in half and put the worm right on the hook. So when I threw it in, it was actually the shape of the hook. And then I had a lot of luck with them. Big in that area. A lot of the lakes, we would get like perch, bass, rock bass, what else was there? Sheephead you could get sometimes in there, catfish, carp, or mullet. There would be some bullheads, there would be Sunfish, calico, bluegills, brown trout, speckled trout. I think I said perch, grass perch, largemouth, smallmouth, bass. I think I said that. Sturgeon. Usually that's about, brown trout. Those are really some good eatings. So, but out in that area, really typical. I really was not a fly fisherman out there. I'm usually a bobber fisherman. I would just usually tie my own hooks. I've got a video there on how to tie a hook. I think I'm gonna put some up, what kind of ties I used to use on my hooks. Maybe I'll get one up there tonight. And I would tie my own hooks. Saves a lot of money. I just buy some bare hooks and just some monofilament line and use like a average pound test. And then it's nice to have them. You tie a bunch of them and you have them. You didn't really go buy them that much. But now the price of hooks and stuff are pretty cheap, so everything's so mass produced now. And it's kind of hard to find just raw hooks. But we would just usually tie the hook and put a split shot in there just to bring it enough so it pulls the bobber down on the weight. So, and usually when you're bobber fishing, the nice thing about it, you want the fish to run with it for a little while. You don't want to snatch it right away. You want him to grab it, and as he's running, then you would know that the fish, he's trying to get away, and then you would just lightly pull back, and then you set the hook, and you can bring him in. Biggest thing is when you have a large fish, playing them, you got to get the fish tired, because sometimes the fish is too big and it will break your line or break your hook. So you really have to play them in hopes that the hook doesn't work its way loose of the fish. If you're like on a boat or even close into shore, make sure you have yourself a good net. A lot of people have harpoons where they can just, when they get them close enough, jam the harpoon in and pull the fish out, and it locks like in it, and so you can grab the fish. One golden rule is never torture a fish. If you're not going to eat the fish, don't throw them on the ground, let them flip around. Put them back in the water, let them live. Let somebody else catch them, let them grow bigger, but unless it's an invasive species, a lot of times they say if you catch them, like in Florida, lionfish are one of them. They want you to kill that fish. They don't want you putting it back in the water, and I can understand it. But some guys that have tropical aquariums will buy those lionfish, so if you catch them, you can probably make some money. If you have a bucket of those lionfish, you can probably sell them out of state to somebody that has like an aquarium. They probably would like that fish because they're really tropical fish. They're really pretty. But I wanted to go through some of the basic stuff, and what I'll do is I'll throw some videos up of fishing. I'm gonna get back and do a little bit more fishing on some Florida fishing. Maybe some reviews on some car parts and some performance stuff. I might even build a motor or something. But I wanted to go through that. Thanks for tuning into my drive-by. And I am in Okeechobee, Florida, leaving Okeechobee, Florida. Right now I'm on Highway 70 East Hickory. Actually, no, I'm on State Road 70 East, and I'll be turning onto Highway 70 East Hickory Street. So thanks a lot for tuning in, and please subscribe. Please make a comment, and I'd like to know your fishing tips, especially in southern Florida or the Great Lakes or wherever you fish. We used to also do a lot of ice fishing, and we would catch a lot of those mud puppies, we called them. We go out there for our ice fishing in the Great Lakes, and once the water flows over, it gets a few feet thick. I mean, it'll support a car, a house. So we would get sometimes an old car, drive it right up on the ice, and get a little tent, pitch a tent, take an auger, and drill a hole right in the ice, and you use things called tip-ups, like little wooden dowels, with a little pole on them, and a little monofilament line, and when the fish bites, it actually tips up, and you can see the tip up. So, like I say, we catch a lot of perch, bass, sometimes different things out there. When schmelt season was running, schmelt's just a little small fish. We would go up near the dams in the summer even, smelt season. I can't remember when it was, but you catch hundreds of those fish. And a lot of times my dad would come home and he would pick them. He'd pick them and put them in the container, and he had pickled smelt. And man, that shit is good. You just don't really have to clean them very good, because they're so small. Sometimes you can just slit them, pull out their guts, and fry them, and they are delicious. But I wanted to go through a few things like that, let you know, and have a great day. I'll try to get some fishing videos up here, some of the different videos and the different interesting stuff. And if you've got some videos like that, or put them up there. Let's get some sportsman videos up there. I wouldn't mind seeing them. But I've been so caught up doing other stuff. I got to start enjoying myself and doing a little bit more fishing, a little more things that I have I have so many hobbies. It's insane. I'm about 60 years old, but I've been around the block quite a few times. I've probably been involved in just about everything there is. Like computers, electronics, I was in the military, demolitions, handguns, rifles, bow and arrows, crossbows, target shooting, electronics, blowguns, poisons, pharmacy, ham radio, CB radio, cars, quite a bit of stuff. So now I'm going 62 miles an hour, and this guy's going to pass me. See, I don't know where the guy's going to go. Speed limit 60, I mean, he's got to be like 65, 70. But I don't know. But anyway, I just take it leisure. I take my nice little slow drives. So thanks a lot for tuning in to my drive-by video. Get those fly fishing videos up there for you guys. Well, not fly fishing, but the hook tying. But you can tie your flies basically the same way. And you can actually make your own flies for fly fishing. Pretty easy, because when you're tying it, you just put a feather in there. And it makes it look like a fly or a bug. And I've done some fly fishing, and you usually use a line that floats. It's not like a monofilament. It's thicker. It's like it almost floats, and you just whisk it along the top of the water and snap it. And the fly snaps. It looks like he's flying, and I fish a lot of times. I think it's alive in the pit. But thanks a lot. Have a great day. I hope everybody's doing good, and thanks for tuning into my, I don't know what you want to call it, sportsman drive-by video or whatever. But thanks a lot. I just wanted to go a little bit, a little background and stuff about fishing and stuff that I've done. And have a great day. Keep cool. Stay safe, buddy. Thanks a lot.